Assalamu alaikum to all of you and good evening to all my viewers. Hope all of you are very well. Thanks again to join with me. Few months ago when I started my show, Let's Talk to Make a Change, I was thinking how I can make a change. We want to make a change, but most of the time we don't know how to make a change. We have a lots of dream, but we don't know how to achieve our dreams. But there is number of people in our society. They made a change. They have achieved their dream. So from that point of view, I have thought might be I can introduce them with you. So might be they will gonna be inspire you. So far I have done a few episode and hopefully you inspired by all my the guests. So that's why I want to carry on just for you. And it is the most important thing is you have to find out all the points how to make a change. And if you have a dream, you have to the work on hard. There is no way you can do something the other way. The most important thing is you have to work hard and listen the advice from the people who have done it. Nothing will gonna be happened overnight. So that's why today I have another guest. I want to give you some the introduction about my the guest. Uh, she just recently became the mayor of Northampton, Councillor Rufia Ashraf, and she is first Bengali mayor in the Northamptonshire. Not only that, she is the mother of three young children. And same time, she was serving her own community and she was voluntarily working. She was the women's officer and domestic abuse officer and serving the people of St. James Ward, where she grew up actually. And from that point of view, maybe she was thinking this is the best way I can serve my own people because she knows actually what they need. And same again, it didn't happen overnight. She spent lots of time. She gave her time. Even she has a family, she has a husband, she has a work and all these things, and she managed. Most of the time, we messed up everything when we want to do something. So that's why we're gonna learn today how she managed all these things, and she have achieved the top place in the council. So welcome to Councillor Rufia Ashraf.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening,
Walaikum,
everyone.
yeah. Walaikum salam to all of you. We are really delighted to invite you in our shows, and we want to hear about you actually, and which is I was in telling all my viewers that we want to do lots of things. We have a dream. We want to make a change, but sometimes we don't know how to do it. And you are the prime example to us, especially for the women's. While you have a family, you work, you have the children, you have a husband, and how you did. So the main thing is actually today we want to know about your achievement. And the main thing is I don't say struggle, I would say like the challenges you have faced to come here. So first of all, we want to know how you started this journey of in politics and how you became the mayor, please. Thank you.
Okay, where do I start? A lot of it, I think, is from my own personal experience growing up in the community. I was quite ambitious at a very young age, and I always said to myself, I want to be somebody, someone important, someone who can make change. So while I was growing up, I embarked my journey working with the council, working with local community groups. I worked for the Bangladeshi Centre for many years, and I wanted to gain all the necessary skills, starting right at the bottom and work my way up. It all changed actually when in 2008, when I completed my degree as a social worker. 30 days later, I gave birth to my son. And unfortunately, due to the traumatic childbirth, I ended up disabled for 2 years. I wasn't able to walk. I couldn't get up. I couldn't prepare meals. I couldn't bathe myself. And I had a little baby as well and two young children. My strength came from my husband. If he wasn't there, I don't think I would have been able to get to where I am today. So 2 years of my life was taken away at home because I knew, I needed that encouragement to be able to get up and go again. And the encouragement came from my son, who at 4 months um, fell ill with meningitis. And as a result of that, he's got front lobe brain injury. What that means is he will, for a long, long, long time into his adulthood, he will require supervision and support throughout his life. So I became his carer whilst bringing up the children. However, I couldn't embark on my degree at that time because my focus was my children and my health. And it wasn't until about 2012 when the Bangladeshi Community Centre chairman approached me and said, Rufia, how would you like to come and manage the running of the community centre? At first, I was hesitant because I was just learning to walk again and I didn't know if I can have the pace to do the work itself. However, I actually thought about it and I thought, no, if I don't get out right now, I will never achieve where I really want to get to. So, with my support again, my husband's support again, I started working at the Bangladeshi Centre and I was managing the whole, the workload, the advocacy side, the facilitating, volunteers and the staff. And I absolutely enjoyed myself there. But whilst that was happening, I was taking my son to many different appointments because obviously he had the disability and we needed to help him and be his voice. And then I was approached while I was working at the centre by a very lovely lady who thought, Rufia, you're very outspoken and you do talk your mind and you seem to have a lot of energy. So why don't you embark in politics? I didn't hesitate. I joined straight away. And it was the Labour Party, my Labour Party, that I actually joined. And I didn't know where that journey would take me. So the first year, I learned how to get on the doorstep, campaign, canvass, talk to people via phone, and literally just raising local issues. Because the only way I thought I can change something is by being involved, and that's the real reason why I wanted to become a councillor, to give them that voice. And then a year later, I was elected as the councillor for St James. I never thought I'd get in at that stage, being a first comer, and it was a remarkable achievement. However, 5 years on with the authority, my colleagues very kindly nominated me as the next mayor, and it started from there really. So it has been hard because I have to balance work, my council work. Now, as the mayor, I have a different priority. So I'm hoping that I can get all the communities involved, all the young and the older generation, and do some campaigning out in the open with everyone around the cleanliness of our community and just making Northampton a very nice place to live. So, yes, there were many hurdles, but I knew what I wanted to do. And I go back to when I was young, when I said I want to become somebody. And I feel as if I have achieved that, but it wasn't easy. There was lots of hurdles.
Mm. So thank you very much to sharing, and which is I have point out, and same thing actually. In my last shows, the mayor of Croydon, the
Mhm,
lady mayor, she also said same thing, that about our husband, and you have said same thing as well. Most of the time we hear that man is not supported to their wife or the woman, but what we have seen from you and the my other guest, that you had so much support from your husband. And
mhm,
this is the another thing is like the family. Most of the time we don't give priority to our family, we don't give the value to
mhm,
our family, but look at that, where you were, and from there you just like bounce back, I would say, in the sports world, and like you just bounced back and you came, and it
mhm.
wasn't possible without the support of your husband. So that's why we have to give the uh, credit to him.
Definitely.
So that's why like it is very important into in our life to become successful, we need a good family. So not only good family, the supportive family who
mm,
understand. Sometimes it happen like, what is my dream? My family, they don't understand these things. So obviously, I'm not getting that much support. And obviously,
mm,
when you came to the politics, it was a like big thing, especially from in our Bengali communities.
mm,
If we look at that, we are far away from the politics. We think like we have to go only work, and go for shopping and eat. That's our
mm,
life, and go for holiday. So this is a very important, the message you gave it to us. But same time, which is I want to say to my viewers, you had a dream and you work on. Even you said like 2 years you was not able to move on, but look at that where you were today, and we wish
definitely.
you will go far. So from mainly my program is like for our young people, Bengali, for everyone actually. And which
Mm,
is I have seen from my experience that most of our the Asian community, Bengali, Indian, and Pakistani, we came to same time, but we are far behind from Indian and Pakistani. Look at that where they are today
mm,
and where we are today. So what do you
mm,
think the main point? From my point of view, I think that we are not much focused in the mainstream, and which is like to make a change we need a platform, especially in the mainstream community, and the platform
mm.
you have today and some other Bengali people, which is not enough. So what do
No.
you think the main obstacle to come in that position, please?
I think with any positions you want to take up, you look at yourself and you think, can I achieve that? Am I going to be any good? And I think people start to doubt themselves. They doubt because they don't know whether they can. But if you are determined, believe me, it takes guts. If you are determined, you can achieve anything. My overall ambition is to be in the House of Parliament, and I'm going to make it there. But I need to work with my family and my support that are around me. But I think it's also important we need to understand is parents' encouragement. That is so key because to those individuals and young people, the parents are the role model, which is the reason why I encourage both of my daughters to embark in the careers that they've chosen. And I'm so proud of them. But I think without that encouragement, it really does hold people back. But I think that if they can get involved in their local community, if you see something that doesn't feel right, if you see something that you think, why isn't the council attending to it? Well, ring up and ask, put an inquiry in, ask them to come out and clean it up. But if you don't take action, you'll never get that achievement. And that is exactly what I did. I didn't like the way I saw what was happening in Northampton. So I joined the party so I can actually have that global wide voice and make my area the best it can be. That was my overall achievement. But I think it is encouragement. Also, I think from the point of young people going to universities now, which is absolutely brilliant. Girls are doing far better than boys, unfortunately. But and I am so pleased to know that young people are embarking on that next level of their journey. But if they can look more locally and become counsellors or advocates for the community, the everything else falls into place. But you have to have a dream, you have to aspire. I didn't do my social work degree when I left school or after I got married. I did it later in life when my children were growing up and I had them at the right place that I can say right now, I can commit my 3 years to this degree whilst I was working part time, whilst I was looking after my husband who had, when I joined the university, exactly 10 days later, he had 2 heart attacks. So I had
Oh,
to deal with that, but I continued. University started in October. He had his heart attack in September. I debated whether I could work and do the degree and get the children to school and back, but I did it because I was determined to do it. And that was my starting point. But with the support of family, it makes it easier. I don't have parents, they passed away a long time ago. But what I will say is, I'm doing it for them. My mother wasn't educated, but she was very wise and she was a role model and she wanted better for us. So when school finished back in the 70s, 80s, parents used to take their children back, the young girls back abroad and get them married. My mum didn't do that. She wanted us to get on our own 2 feet and she encouraged us to start working. And that's where my actual journey started, through my mum. My dad was absolutely adorable, but he was the financial provider for our family, and we were a unit and we worked together. But I think my mother knew that I had a lot of ambition because I was interested in the community. Why is grass green? Where, anything that's out there, I had a question about it and I wanted the answer. So if I didn't find the answers, I would go and find the answers. But I think what I'm trying to say is family can make a huge difference. Parents from a very young age, when their children are growing up, should encourage them to embark on their journey and encourage them to come into politics, because this is where the change is required, and that change can impact the whole world. So our United Kingdom is currently where it is. It's because we haven't had the passion of many come through. So we need the right kind of people who feel they can improve and influence change. And I go in with that notion that I can actually make a change because I have the power of the voice, and no one's going to shut me up because I know what I need to say. But it is down to parents to encourage young people from a young age, as they're growing up, even when they go to university, embark on the job that you want to do, but come and get involved, because believe me, you will not stop wanting to do this.
Yes, exactly. I'm agree with you, and just I want to share a story. I know a story like where which is you mentioned about your parents and about your mom. In one person,
Mm,
his dad always discouraged him, but his mom, she always supporting him, and this is the main thing. Even his dad, he said you can't be a barrister, why what's the point to go for educations and all these things. This is not the point that you go for university and you'll become a barrister or engineer. It's not at the point. The big point is like to be a good human, and that's why we need the educations. And the, another point actually, which is you said your target is the Westminster. Our best wishes for you,
thank
but
you.
the main thing is obviously so far we have a few Bengalis MP, but from our experience we haven't seen them much the vocal. Even we have four is a big
Mm,
number. If you compare with other communities, is a big number, but they're not
mm,
much a vocal because last 1 year there's number of things that's going on due to the COVID and all these things, but we haven't seen them with the
mm,
public. Those public who send them. If you look at that, the Labour MP, the David Lammy, he's from the West Indian background. Look at how
mm,
vocal he was. He stands for his community, and still,
mm,
he's doing lots of work and standing. But we don't need to someone like that who is just like as a statue and just goes and few words because of this election. When the election comes, they come, and they go and tell the people, yes, I have said this thing to the public,
mm,
in the parliament. But we don't need just only words. We need some actions. So how we can make it like someone really effective to get the rights of the public? Because when you
mm,
go there, like you came from the Labour Party, but when you became a mayor, you mayor for everyone, for all parties. The same time, when
definitely.
an MP will go there, they represent everyone. So how we can came out, especially the Bengali communities, how we can came out from that things, that how we can really help our own community. Because if what is I have advised to my other few friends who is involved in the politics, I said, why you all of you from all parties to come out to go to the young people to encourage them? Because sometimes they will say in the BBC, in the parliament, but you never been with the public, you never been with the school and the colleges to encourage them, to explain and motivate them. So what we can do on in that point, what is your opinion, please?
My opinion is, yes, it's great to have Bangladeshi MPs or even senior Bangladeshi members of our community, but the people voted for you. The people wanted you to be their voice, not just come out at COVID and say a few words and then disappear. I'm very active. If you go to my Twitter page and Facebook page, you will see that I am the most active councillor, because the people that elected me want action. I have campaigned with the local school. I campaigned with the local residents association, the libraries, the local residents, included the local businesses. For me, it's not a one man track work. It's about encouraging everyone to do this collectively, because I'm not doing it for me, I'm doing it for everyone. So what I have done is I have gone out, put a big banner up in several different places, and campaigned for don't drop it, bin it. I've also campaigned really hard and got, in Northampton, there's only one litter free zone area in Northampton, and that's in St James, the ward that I represent. I am very vocal at the council. I am very vocal at the local level. And when any opportunity that I get that I can challenge someone at the council on behalf of a resident, I am there and I am very vocal. I think when you're in a privileged position as an MP, my God, how much you can do. It's amazing. You can change literally anything, but you've got to get out there and have that voice and not disappear and then just appear during election time.
Because
I walk the streets.
sorry for interrupt.
Hmm.
Some people, like in through the media, we had seen, they said, I'm talking about our Asian Bengali MPs, they said when we need them, we never
Mm,
seen them, we try to chase them, but we never seen. But
mm,
same time we have seen, like, the if he's an English male, if you
mm,
go, they will very humble to speak with, they try as much as they can. But
mhm.
our people, like, is it like when we have some position, we think like we are someone, and this is actually is not a the good sign,
No,
because when we go there, we are servant of the people, the
mm,
public. We should serve the people,
definitely,
and this is should be
definitely.
our motive actually. And
Hmm.
that's why it is very important, why I have said this campaign, like, we have to, when we encourage our young people, we should give them the idea why they should be go there, why they should be a
Mm,
councillor, why they should be an MP. you know I think, I met with one lady councillor. She was, I think, the youngest councillor in the UK, while from Pakistani background, and she was only
mhm,
18. And I
mm,
had seen that time how much encouragement she have got from her family, from her community. And what
mm,
if we look at, in our Bengali community, we are much divided. We say, oh, he's from that part of my village, he's that part of
mm,
my city, so I'm not going to support, or
mm.
I will support. Which is
Yeah.
because we are living in this country, so we should
Mm,
be united, we stay as one. But
mm.
we are more divided than others. So if we have like that, we couldn't be, the go
No.
ahead.
Mhm. Definitely. I think to be re-elected, it's those very people who voted for you will get up and look and see what have you done for them. Have you been out on the streets? Have you been campaigning? And what I do is anyone who contacts me and the local with the officers at the council and the people that I have regular contact with, I send them a 6-month report to let them know how many times I reported fly tipping. I let them know local campaigns I'm organising. I talk about what they can get involved. I give them dates of the litter picking in the area, and there's no stopping me. I will communicate via Facebook, Twitter, the my report, and I'm also going to be, organising a newsletter so that people can see what is going on by their local councillor. I am actually standing at the next election, which is in May, on the May the 6th. I'm standing for West Northampton Council and the Town Council. I really hope my local residents have seen me work really hard and would want to vote for me again. But it's a very dangerous platform to take things like that for granted. If you're not doing the work, you've got to ask yourself, how are people going to vote for you? And I love the outdoors. Come rain or shine, I'm actually out there. If I've given a commitment to do something, I actually go out in the rain and snow and fulfill that commitment, because I don't like to let anyone down. But I have
But
a
same
passion.
thing. Sorry, one thing. What you said, like, we have seen your activities a number of times with the publics, and you said you
Mm,
were active in the social media. But
mm,
also we had seen some people's politics, is only in the media or the pictures, but in the real field they are not in. Like, I have one friend, how she
mm,
became, we worked together during the flood, and from
mhm,
that, even she doesn't have any political background. And that time the people realized that we need her, because
mm,
she came while we need. And from that
mm,
things, they selected her as a counselor. Until now she is a
mm.
counselor. So we need people like that, not like taking pictures, and we need like the real action
Definitely,
in our. Mm.
definitely. I think I I am really saddened that women don't feel that they can come forward and be in this role. I feel saddened that they don't feel that their voice will be heard. This is a very platform where I have a voice. I am seen and being heard. And I will not take anything to granted. I think women in society as a whole feel they don't have a place in politics or even a place in any job role that's making them work up the ladder. But my God, do they not know how amazing they can be if they were able to be in those positions? We juggle our family, work, and politics. If we can achieve this, anything is possible. Look at me. My
So that's
husband
why
has a
so
health
that's
and
that's why we need that's what actually we need you people,
definitely.
like people, the women like you, because most
Mm,
of the time they messed up. Because you should have, because while you came today you had a plan. You had a plan
mm,
and you work on it. If I don't have any
yeah,
plan, like today for this one, I have tried to contact with you and I made a plan. That's why we are
mm,
here today. So most of the
yeah,
women, they could do it, but they need a plan. But that's why, like, you give priority to your family. If you don't have the
mm,
family, because
yeah,
which is I had seen in the our Bengali society, British Bengali society, we have lots of the broken
mm,
family. They give
yeah,
more priority to work. But why I do work?
definitely.
Why I need money? If I don't have the family, if the children will not see the parents' love. The mother is
Mm,
one place, dad is one place.
mm,
What is the point? Because you do everything first is your family. So this is
mm,
the main. That's why we need the women like you to
mm,
tell them, share them how they can manage all these
mm,
things, and they
yeah,
could achieve.
yeah. They can be, as long as they're determined. Look, I would say don't let anyone pull you back. Talk to your partner. If you're married, talk to your partner and get his support behind you. My husband was 100% behind me when I asked him about my appointment as a counsellor. I talked about when I get a job, I'm going to be out the house this time and that time. And he said, yes, we need to have a plan so that we can work around the children and ensure that they still have that consistent support. And yes, I may be doing more, but I'm active. I'm an active person. I go out there and I do what I need to do. When I'm at home, I'm with my family. I spend a lot of time with them, and I always make sure they know that I am there for them no matter what. But it's a compromise. My husband and I compromise on everything. The most important thing is we talk. We talk about things. And I've already said from a very young age, after I got married, I said to my husband, I want a career. I want to be independent and I want to make something of myself. And he was taken aback because I was being vocal. But do you know why? He supported me because no one ever has challenged that. And the challenge would have been no. He could have said, no, I want you to be at home looking after the children. But I said, why can't I do both? So he got stuck. But he never held me back. He always said, go for it. I know you've got the confidence to do this. And if it helps another person, then, that's all I ask for. I just want to help another person. But you have got if you've got the confidence and you want to move forward, don't let anyone hold you back. Just go for it and be
But
strong,
but
you
one
know.
thing, you worked as a domestic abuse officer, so might be
Yes.
have lots of experience, and which is we had seen that sometimes
Mm,
when they want to do something, they have a lots of struggle, and even some
mm,
women I have seen, because of their career, they
yeah.
break up the family and they have lots of
Mm,
issues happen. So they came out, they actually skip out from the main dream. And this is
yes.
what you said, like we need to compromise, but compromise doesn't mean like only I want it.
Mm,
Sometimes we don't know
yeah.
the meaning of the real compromise. What is it? How
Yeah.
we could do it? And exactly what you said. My other guest also said, like, when you went out, husband look after us. When he went out, you look after. This is the things. It's not like
mm,
family, like as a teamwork. It's not like
yeah,
he has to do everything and you have to do
yeah,
everything. But one
yeah.
thing is really noticed me that you are very, I think, very clean person. You have number of pictures with the, the cleanings in the with in these pictures. So do you have any motive
Mm.
behind that? Any message?
Yes, these two gentlemen are the drivers that come down my road to pick up the litter, the bins, the weekly bins. And I went out and said hello to them. And I said, come here. I want to take a picture because I'm really proud of what you're doing. So just because you're a counsellor doesn't mean the people behind the scenes are nothing. They are people too, and they also need that encouragement, and you need to thank them. So I said to them, come out, I want you for a couple of minutes, let's take a photo together. And I shared that with their officers, and they were really touched that somebody, me, took the time to talk to them. I stopped the litter pickers, I stopped the postman and asked how their day was. That's the sort of person that I am. But I think most importantly, my engagement with my local community is still going to grow because I want to work with people and I want to hear what their issues are and I want to help them. And that's the bottom line for me.
Exactly. This is the way actually we can reach to the public, to the people. And what you said exactly is very important. They are part of
Mm,
our council, our our community. Because without them,
mm,
look at that during the COVID, the lockdown,
yeah.
all these
Mm,
people, their work, they never
mm,
stop. Just
no.
imagine that, if they would stop, what is going to be happened,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
So that's why.
once a year. Yeah. Sorry, I was going to say. Every Christmas when the bin men turn up on our road to collect their rubbish, I normally get out and give them a box of chocolate and a card just to say thank you for what you do. And that they appreciate it because you're acknowledging them, which is so important. They are part of that team. And I think that's really important to do, make them feel
Yeah,
good about
obviously, it is
themselves.
it is it is really important because they're working really hard to keep
Mm,
clean the communities.
mm,
And one thing which is I'm really eager to know, because the place you're from, because we hear lots of about the racisms and all these things, and obviously from the Asian backgrounds, from Bengali
mm.
background. So how much difficulties you had faced and to come in that position?
I I'm very lucky. If I if I can if somebody's indicating to going towards racism and trying to put me down, I turn it around onto themselves, and I try to make them understand that it's not necessary for us to be any different. Just because the color of our skin doesn't mean that we're any less of a person. And I think it is about educating people because look at me, I live in a very white area and I know all my neighbors and I get on well with everyone. So I don't think racism should exist, but it does. But it's how you channel it is really important. For me, if anyone comes negatively towards me or racist, I try to make it into a positive, ask them why they're thinking like that or what could I do to improve, because it is about their illusion that they don't know what they're trying to do because they are no more important than I am. And I am somebody, so I wouldn't want them to feel they are the key gender or community individual and I'm nothing. And I think we need to step away from racism. It does exist in our community, but I think it's really important to challenge it as well. Walking away doesn't achieve anything. It is about empowerment.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. You shared the very important the message. Actually, you have to face the negativity with the positive, because sometimes we
Mm,
think he's negative, so I will be negative. It is wrong.
mm,
Just share my experience. One day I was in the House of Parliament, and I had drinking the tea, and the one English woman, she was asking the questions, and when we said I'm from Bangladesh and Bengali, she was a bit surprised. She was, if she was thinking how I am here, in the House of Parliaments and all these things. We had a meeting,
mm,
and then I explained to her that where I'm from, who I am, this and that. Then I have realized that because she never, the never met people like me or from
mm,
different background. That's why it
mm.
looks bit surprised. But when I've
Yeah.
explained to her, it was bit easy. But I think if someone else in my place, they will think, oh, maybe she's a racist or
Mm,
something else. But after
yeah.
that, when we had a long chat, and she was really positive, you know.
Yeah.
So this is the way actually we have to face it. And obviously
Mm,
most people, which is I always say, most people in our community, they're good people, they're positive
mm.
people. Bad people, they're very few. So that's why all the good people, we have to be vocal and we have to stand together.
Yeah.
Before that, we're going to play a short video of you. We want to hear more about you, so I think it will come. Yeah, thank you.
Before the County Council launched the e-scooters onto our streets, they should have carried out a consultation with the people. I'm really concerned that people know very little about the law, but most importantly, I'm concerned about their safety. So I urge the County Council to have a rethink about these e-scooters. Hi, I'm Councillor Rufia Ashraf, and I've got some exciting news to share with you all. I've just learned that the County Council has awarded St James Library Group the contract to run its services, and I'm really looking forward to working with them. So if you're ever in the area, please pop in and say hello.
Thank you guys to stay with us. Today we have a guest, the Lady Mayor of Northampton, Councillor Rufia Ashraf. We had hear her story. It was really amazing, but quite painful, but it was quite challenging. While she said she was not able to stand to chair because of childbirth and all these kind of things, but she came and she became the mayor of Northampton. Because why? Because she was determined. She had a dream. Most of the time we have a dream, we want to go to the moon, but we don't know how to go to the moon. We need a rocket, and to for that we need to know how to use the rocket. Without that we can't go into the moon. So welcome back to the councillor Rufia Ashraf.
Hi.
Yeah, thanks again sharing your experience and the story. So now you were one of the top person in the council who became the lady mayor of Northampton. So obviously you have a lots of plan to serve the people. So now we want to know, what is your future plan for next 1 year? What is your target, and what is your dream um, to
Okay.
successful as a successful mayor?
Yeah. From what I've learned, past mayors have only been when an invitation comes along to them to go and visit or open a ceremony, that's all they've done, and they haven't done anything else, just attended ceremonies and events. I'm a bit different. I'm an active councillor, so my first priority would be to work with the council officers and invite the local schools to get involved with monthly litter pick in their area, and to post those photos to us to let us know that they've done it. But it's also important to have a campaign attached to that. So I'm hoping to launch my Don't Drop It, Bin It campaign, get lots of information out to people, and hopefully people will start taking that seriously. I think the other thing I'm hoping to do is work with the nursing homes and the homes which is in Northampton, because as a mayor we are non-political, so we can go to any levels or visit anyone. And one of the things I'm hoping to do is, go in one day and enlighten them, talk to them, find out how they are feeling, and hopefully, come Christmas, I can go along and sing along with them. But at the same time, I've got some plans for this coming year to do a lot of work outside. So my local school is going to be very busy with me, and so are the councillors in the area. And I will be also organising a skydive to raise money for my chosen charity, which is a Northampton Domestic Abuse Service. And they desperately need funds, and I have chosen them for my charity of the year. So the skydive is going to be happening in October. I'm also organising a walk around the park to raise money. I'm also going to be hopefully going down the lift tower, which is a a grade 2 listed tower in our town, and hopefully I'll be walking down it with my secure gear on. And I'm hoping also to organise many events, indoor and outdoor, to encourage people to come in and find out about beauty, about the mental health. So hopefully they can come along and get some advice and support if they need it. And I'm also organising a teddy bears picnic in the park, so all those mums can come out with their little ones with their teddy bear. I've got my teddy bear, so that he will be coming along with me, and we'll have a bit of fun in the park. And my other idea is a painting competition. I've got the local community, hopefully the children under 12 will do a painting of me as their mayor, and the winning entry will get to have the picture up in my wall in the mayor's parlour for the whole year. And I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also organising a Christmas card competition, so the children can draw a Christmas card, which I can use at Christmas and send out to people who are I'm in communication with. But it doesn't stop there. There's loads more. But I come up with the ideas which can be implemented with the support of the officers. But the main reason for being the mayor and having a cause is to raise money. And I'm hoping people will give generously to my cause. And if they go to my Mayor of Northampton Facebook page, they'll see a Just Giving page. So even if it is as little as £1, it does help. So being an active mayor is my challenge. And I will be hoping to encourage the local residents and businesses to get involved. And that's my plan. I will be going door knocking to ask people about getting involved. And hopefully we will have that intergeneration engagement as well. So, and also working with the young people, I'm hoping to get them involved in a local activity that I'm organising. Sounds a lot, but, you know, I'll do what I can.
It's really amazing, about your plans and all these things. But obviously, you know that we are going through a very difficult time since last year due to the COVID and all these kind of things, the lockdown. So we want to little bit go back. So how did you manage while you was a councillor since 2020? And do you think that it will going to be a big challenge for you to reach your target?
I always have a target that I can reach. I will reach my target. I'm determined to. I don't care what happens. It will happen. I will have a yearly plan. I'm meeting with my assistant next week, and we're planning out all the dates, and we'll be contacting the necessary people beforehand and making sure it happens. COVID has isolated a lot of people, but I'm hoping with the lifting of the guidelines, slowly people can get back to being normal, but slowly. I'm in a better position than the last mayor because he had no opportunities to go out and engage. At least hopefully from June, I will be able to get on and do those outdoor activities. But at the moment, when I'm receiving an invitation, it's usually to go and go to a youth group or go and join somebody for a coffee or open an event. So all those things can happen, but I am hoping people need to follow the guidelines, but I'm hoping May, June time, we can get out there. So that's my hope. I'm clinging on to that.
Yes, we are always hopeful. We are not hopeless, and we are not with the hopeless because we have a dream, and only who has a hope, who he can achieve or she can achieve the dream. But how was last year during the first lockdown? We want to know about that. How did you face and how did you manage and overcome? We want to know the challenge you overcome that time actually from your area.
Lockdown didn't really slow me down. I still carried on communicating with my residents who contacted me. I visited using the precautions to go and see the problem in the property, and I have taken on the guidance. However, when we are going out and doing our daily walks, it's those daily daily times that I arranged to get out and do what I needed to do. So it hasn't really held me back, but I had to pace a lot of those engagements. And many of my meetings were via Zoom, which was carried from my house. So I didn't really slow down. If anything, is escalated because it's also given me the time to think about what I want to achieve for the coming year. So I know the lockdown has really affected a lot of families and individuals, but I've used the guidance, like I said, as a guide to make sure I am protected, but I was still able to go out and do what I needed to do.
But we want to know about your community, like how they manage, how they survive, because it was a very
Yeah,
difficult time for everyone.
yeah. I think the older generation has been affected largely because they may have underlying health issues. On a regular basis, I used to get messages to say someone's passed away, and that was really sad. I think our community found it really hard because information wasn't readily available straight away, and we weren't getting all the information. And the instruction was to stay home and save lives, and I think a lot of people did that. And but there was a lot of people who had no choice because obviously they needed to get out and work. Where possible, they worked from home. But I have spoken to many of the older generation, and they said they found it extremely hard because they were isolated. If they were going out for a walk, they couldn't do that anymore because they were afraid they would catch COVID. So I know they struggled a lot, like everyone else, but they struggled a lot because they didn't have the facts in front of them. So now they're a little bit more wiser and they understand. And, it is important about sharing the information so that people know where they can get support from and who to ask. And I think that's really worked very well. And our local community centre has sent out many information to the local community members to keep them informed about what's going on. The police have been also involved, as well as NHS in Northampton, to try and engage with the local community to get information and facts out to them. And they've also reached out to all the councillors to ensure information was going to people that needed it and they were asking for support. So it has been a challenging time, but I think, moving forward, as long as people stay home, this COVID isn't going away straight away. It's going to be years, but it will be airborne. So we must still take precautions. And it's always important to keep that information. Without information, we cannot cope.
Yeah, it is very important point you have raised about the information. I have seen, or we have seen, some people like using the wrong information, or even they didn't know. They check, they found, they receive straight away, they send it to someone, and this
Hmm.
is the way actually, the misleading the other people. And same time,
Hmm.
some people they're over conscious.
Hmm.
So this is the actually thing we have to keep it balanced. And your
Yeah.
council, they are doing any work? Like today, I had
Hmm.
seen in council they're providing the leaflet to the people about the
Hmm.
vaccination and how to overcome, come out from
Yeah.
how to be prepared, like when the lockdown will lift. So
Hmm.
your council doing any work to send the right information to the people?
Yes, they've got information in different languages on the council website. They've actually got a pop-up vaccination centre today at the Northampton Bangladeshi Association. So people who haven't been vaccinated, they can go along there. So the council are keeping us involved. The Labour group, which is my group, we've given out leaflets in Bengali, and we've put them through doors so that people can read and understand what the information is and where they can get further information. But there is information in different languages available now compared to last year. So we are reaching out far more people, and so also our local National Health Service, they are also trying their best to reach out to patients and share information. So they are all working together on this. So we are in a better place.
That's really amazing. And the same time, actually, we have seen a number of people they have lost their loved ones, friends, and family. And I think
Mhm.
council should take some, the program for them to give the mental health support. And it is
Yeah.
very important because I'm also in the vaccination center, and I had seen the number of people, especially the elderly people or some middle-aged people, they're mentally really drained, so they need
Mm.
some supports, and council
Yeah.
should take some action or some program
Mm.
to help and support them. Because I met with one lady in the vaccination. She said, after almost a year I came out, you know.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
so this is the thing, because they're part of our family, our
Mm.
community. So
Mhm.
the now obviously you are Bengali, so now we'll have a few words to the Bengali too, so then people will not be confused that she's Bengali or not. So আমরা একটু বাংলায় আমরা
জি, জি।
আপনার লগে শুনছেন। তো যে একটা জিনিস আমরা আপনার কাছে জানতাম চাইছি, যে আমরা বাঙালি কমিউনিটি আমরা যারা আছি, আমরা তো 1950-60 ওই সময় আমরা আইছি, কিন্তু আইয়াও এখনো আমরা অন্যান্য কমিউনিটির থেকে অনেক পিছে। আমরা নট অনলি আমি হইয়া না যে ম্যান অর ওমেন, ওভারঅল যদি আমরা
হুম,
চিন্তা করি, আমরা হয় টার্গেট হইলো যে আমরা খালি কাম করতাম, পয়সা বানাইতাম। আগে একটা প্ল্যান আছিল হয়তো দেশও আপনার বড় বড় বিল্ডিং তুলতা, এখন আবার এটার থেকে একটু হরিয়া আইসুন। বাট ইভেন
হুম,
এখানেও দেখা গেছে যে আমরা ইয়াং জেনারেশন যারা আছেন, তারা কোনো দে ডোন্ট হ্যাভ এনি মোটিভ, দে ডোন্ট হ্যাভ এনি প্রপার
হুম,
ড্রিম, বুঝছেন? আর মেইন হইলো যে একটা যে কারণ হইলো যে ফ্যামিলির থেকে, যেন আপনি যেটা কইছেন যে আপনার ফ্যামিলি আপনার আম্মায় সাপোর্ট করছেন, বা বাট কজনের ফ্যামিলি ইলান আছে। সো সবার এখন প্ল্যান হইলো বইয়া, কেউ আছে সারাদিন বইয়া গেম খেলার আর মোবাইল খেলে, আর কোনো বইয়া বইয়া গান দেখে, আর তারা ড্রিম করে আমিও তোলান হয়ে যেতাম। সো
হুম,
এই যে একটা জেনারেশন এখন আমরা যে একটা মানে বর্তমান যে জেনারেশন আছে, সো এরারে আমরা কিলান মোটিভেট করতাম, কিলান আমরা মানে মেইন, নট অনলি দ্য মেইন স্ট্রিম, ডু সামথিং এফেক্টিভ,
হুম।
আমরা
Okay.
কমিউনিটিটা আমরা কিলান করতাম পারি।
Mm. I think they have been motivated because একসময় তারা আমরা কমিউনিটি রেস্টুরেন্টও খালি কাম করতা, বুঝছেন নি? এসি
Sure.
সবচেয়ে ইজি হইব রেস্টুরেন্টে ঢুকি যায়, স্কুল শেষ হয়ে যা ঢুকি যায় গিয়া রেস্টুরেন্টও। তারা যদি এখন জানান গাইডেন্স আছে and encouragement আছে, more facility আছে, তারা এখন চিন্তা করছে no, আমি যাইতাম না রেস্টুরেন্টে, আমি লেখাপড়া কইরিয়া I want to become a doctor or a nurse or an accountant. তারা একটা inspiration পাইছে that তারা জেনে রেস্টুরেন্টে গিয়ে ঢুকতে চায় না because they want to work and make money. Yes, এটা ঠিক আছে, কিন্তু at the same time the younger generation right now are not interested because I think encouragement একটা আইতো আসিল মা বাপের থাকি আইছে না। Okay, আমার মা বাবা যারা আমরা আমার encourage করছিল আগাইবার লাগি in life to make something of ourselves, তারা encouragement আগাইতাম পারছি, but সবে পায় না encouragement. But I think there's other leaders in our community, অন্য আত্মীয়স্বজন আছেন, অন্য প্ল্যাটফর্ম আছে যারা leaders of our communities, তারা যদি encouragement হইয়ে দেয় না, তে আমরা young generation কিতা এর পরের generation তারা engage হইতো নাই। But
এর লাগি তো
ওটা
আমরা
really
এর লাগি
important.
আপনারারে আমরা বেশি দরকার, যে একটা আমি কই যে আপনারা মতো যারা আছেন, আরো কমিউনিটি লিডার
Yeah.
আছেন, যারা নট অনলি পলিটিক্স, ইন দ্য মেইন
Mm.
স্ট্রিম, তারা
Yeah.
আগুয়ে আইতা, তারা ইয়ে করতা। আর আপনি যেটা কইলা আপনার আব্বা আম্মার কথা, বাট কজন ইলান আছে
Mm.
আব্বা সারাদিন তাইন খামো, আর আম্মা সারাদিন ফাঁক গরো, বাচ্চা
Mm.
কিলান ফাইতো। আর প্লাস
Yeah.
সেম টাইম যে এটাও যে নাই যে না বাচ্চা বড় হইতে হইলে যে মা বাবা আপনার অক্সফোর্ডের ডিগ্রি দাঁড়িয়ে হইতো, ইজ নট এ বিগ পয়েন্ট। দ্য
Mm.
বেসিক নলেজ যে
No.
একটা 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 তাহা লাগবো, যে বাচ্চা তোরে
Mm.
গাইডেন্স করা, তো ওটা কি
Yeah.
আমরা কিলান করতাম পারি। ওটা আপনারা যদি করেন, যে যারা আমরা
Yeah.
আপনার কমিউনিটি লিডার যারা আছেন, আপনারা সব যদি একটা
Yeah.
নয়া যে পুশ আপ আওয়ার কমিউনিটি। কারণ আপনি দেখো
Yeah.
এই দেশ সবল্লাই কিন্তু সমান রাইট। ইন্ডিয়ান পাকিস্তানি
Mm.
50 বছর আগে যে স্কুল ফেসিলিটি পাইছে, আমরা বাঙালিও সেম একটা পাইছুন, বাট আমরা
Okay.
ইউজ করছি না, যার কারণে গিয়ে আমরা পিছাই গেছি। আপনি যেটা কইছেন ঠিক আছে, একটা সময় আমরা
Mm.
কইছি যারা আমরা আগে যারা আসলা, যে হয়তো পড়ালেখা করছি না, গিয়া খামু ঢুকি গেছে না, অবভিয়াসলি
Mm.
দে হ্যাভ ডিফারেন্ট নিডস। আর
Yeah.
আরেকটা জিনিস হলো যে একটা আমরা যে হোম এনভায়রনমেন্ট যেটা, ওটারে আমরা
Mm.
চেঞ্জ হওয়া লাগবে, পজিটিভ করা লাগবে। এটার লাগি তো অবশ্যই আপনারা যারা সিনিয়র যারা আছেন, তারা
Mm.
আগুয়ে আইছে। আরেকটা জিনিস হলো যে
Yeah.
একটা, যে আপনি বাঙালি আমরা বাঙালি, মোস্ট ইয়াং জেনারেশন এখন যারা গ্রো আপ,
Mm.
তারা জানে না আপনার যে তারা দে ডোন্ট নো অ্যাবাউট দ্য হেরিটেজ। বুঝছেন নি? তারা জানে না যে কেউ তো জানে বাঙালি, ইভেন আমি আর অন্যান্য কমিউনিটি হল দেখছি যে অ্যাটলিস্ট দে ক্যান cover their own language like Hindi, Urdu, Pakistan, all these things. But আমরা বাঙালি হলে দেখা দিচ্ছি যে মা বাবার কথা হই, আমি বাচ্চান তোরে দোষ দেই না, কিন্তু বাঙালি কান শিখাইতে বাচ্চান তোরে একটা মানে শরম ফাইন বা they don't feel proud. And একটা বাচ্চান ক্যাচ করে নিছে, তারা একটা বাচ্চারে জিগান যদি they don't know much about the Bengali, the heritage. And it is very important to know about your culture, my heritage. So একটার লাগে আপনার অ্যাডভাইসটা কি?
My advice হইলো এখনকার ইয়ং জেনারেশন যারা আসেন তারা মা বাপরে হওয়া লাগবো যেনে গরো হারি ইংল্যান্ড বইয়া বাদ খাইলে হইতো নাই এই বাচ্চানটা শিখতো না তারা হই থেকে আইছে তারা রুটস খুনো financially. I think our community is sustainable because they're all in good jobs and they've actually achieved a lot more than they think. But আমি অনুরোধ করছি, আমি যেলাম প্রত্যেক 2 বছর পরে আমার বাচ্চান্তরা লইয়া দেশে গেছি, তারা মাথা শিখছে, বুঝছেন নি? তারা চাচা চাচি সবার লগে মিলেমিশি থাকছে, তারা যে জায়গা তারা বুঝাইতে পারছে না বাংলাতে মাতিছে, বুঝছেন নি? But I had to do it. আমি লইয়া যাওয়া লাগছে এখানে, নাইলে তারা বাড়ি হই তারা চিন্তা নাই। England তারা বাড়ি নাই। Where they need to understand is তারা roots দেখানো, তারা mother tongue language, তারা ইংলিশ গড় হইছে না বাংলার গড় হইছে, বুঝছেন নি? আর এই দায়িত্ব হইলো প্যারেন্টসর। প্যারেন্টস যদি লইয়া যায় না বাচ্চান্তরে, তারার দোষ নেই, it's not their fault. মা বাপ যদি খালি লন্ডন বইতা হয় আর 20 বছর পরে যাইন, everything's changed. বিশ্বাস করুকা 3 বছর আগে আমি গেছিলাম বাংলাদেশ বাচ্চান্তরে লইয়া, উন্নতি জানানো হইছে, it puts আমরারে even into more shame. আমরা কমিউনিটি এখন পর্যন্ত আগাইতে পারছে না, বাট বাংলাদেশও যাওকা দেখোকা বেটি মানুষের খিলান স্টোর ম্যানেজ করে, বুঝছেন নি? তারা বড় বড় দোকানও কাম করে, they're going out and working in hospitals, তারা নার্স হইছে, বুঝছেন নি? These are the women I'm talking about in Bangladesh. তারা যদি পারে, তা আমরা ইংল্যান্ড থাকিয়া রাবটা কিতা আমার হোকা, যদি বাচ্চান্তরে যদি মাথা শিকাইতে পারছেন না, বাংলাদেশের বাচ্চান্তরে লইয়া গেলে তারা মাত্রও চিন্তা নাই, খালি লন্ডন লইলে হইতো নাই। আর এক্সকিউজেস তো আমরা হামেশা এক্সকিউজেস দিতে পারবো, বাট এই সময় পাইছেন না যে নানারে গিয়া দেখাত বা দাদিরে গিয়া দেখাত দেশ, তারা তো জানতোই বোঝে না তারা হই থেকে আইছে। সো ইটস রিয়েলি ইম্পর্টেন্ট, ইট ইজ ডাউন টু দ্য প্যারেন্টস। প্যারেন্টস যদি লইয়া যায় না, বাচ্চান্তরে দোষ দেওয়া যায় না।
এখন তা ইন্টার্ন কইবা যে অত টাকা বাড়া আমি এই প্লেনও দিয়া আমি কিলান যাইতাম, আমরা ও টাকাতে দিয়া তো আপনার অন্য বিভিন্ন আমি কই আর কি যে ওয়েস্ট ওর একটা যে আমরা প্রোডাক্টিভলি আমরা যদি পয়সাটা বা চিন্তার তলে যদি ইনভেস্ট করি, তাহলে এটা তো আমরার লাগি বালা। ইভেন তারা আমি দেখছি যে একটা অবভিয়াসলি আপনি আরো বালা জানেন আমার থেকে, যে মেইন স্ট্রিমও গিয়ালে when you say proudly I'm British Bengali or British Pakistani whatever, they'll really they encourage you. আমিও কই যে তোমরা যে একটু কোনো গেলে তোমরা যে সময় জিগাইবো, বিকজ the Michael Jackson আপনার স্কিন চেঞ্জ করছে, বাট হি couldn't change that he's from the black the background. So আমি যত করি না কেন, একটা বাংলা একটা কথা আছে যে হাওয়া যত ময়ূরের লাগাত না হাওয়াও থাকবো। তো আমরা যত যেটা হই না কেন আমরা বাঙালি থাকবো, এটার লাগে আমরা প্রাউড ফিল করা উচিত। দ্যাটস ওয়াই একটা হইলো যে আপনি যেটা কইছেন যে মা বাবার দায়িত্ব হইলো যে তারা শিখানি, ওই যে আপনি যেটা করছেন যে আপনি ট্রাই করছেন, রেস্ট অফ দ্য থিংস ইন হ্যান্ডস অফ গড, আপনি ট্রাই করছেন, বাট খোঁজনে আগে হয়তো ট্রাই করতা, বাট এখন খোঁজনে এলাম ট্রাই করো না, আর আস্তে আস্তে গিয়ে দেখা যাইব যে পরে যে তারা আর জানো না, তারা ভুলে গেছে। সো একটার লাগে আসলে আপনারা যারা কমিউনিটি লিডার আছেন সবার একটা দায়িত্ব আছে, বাট আমি এখানে কইমু যে আমরা সবটা আপনার উপরে ফেলাই দিই, বাট এজ এ পাবলিক হিসেবে আমরারও দায়িত্ব আছে, আপনার লগে কোঅপারেট করা, যেটা আমরা করি না। কারণ আপনি এজ এ লিডার হিসেবে আপনি সবরে রিপ্রেজেন্ট করা, বাট আপনি একলা পারতা না, সবার আপনার সাপোর্ট লাগবে, আপনার টিম লাগবে। সো একটাও আসলে আমরা যে এজ এ পাবলিক হিসেবে পাবলিকের যে রাইটটা যেটা আছে কিলান, এটাও আসলে আমরা জানা উচিত।
জয় আসলে আমরা ভেরি লাকি ইংল্যান্ড, এখন আমরা যেন বাংলা চ্যানেল আছে, আপনিও জানেন আপনার এই জেনে ইন্টারনেটে জেনে এখন আমার লগে মাতিরা আপনি তো করতে পারছেন, ইট ইজ পসিবল, যে একটা ইম্পসিবল এটা পসিবল বানাই এটা, বুঝছেন নি? আর আমার এনকারেজমেন্টটা আমি আমি আমার মাইন্ডে যদি কিছু আইও আই ওয়ান্ট টু অ্যাচিভ, আমি আই উইল গো আউট এন্ড অ্যাচিভ ইট। আমি খেউরে আমার সামনে খারাইতে দেই না যে আমার স্টপ করে, বুঝছেন নি? আজ আমার দুই মেয়ে, একজন mechanical engineer and she's learning to fly a local plane. So she's training to become a pilot. ছোট মেয়ে ইউনিভার্সিটি শেষ হয়ে গেছে আর তাই খররা প্রজেক্ট ডিজাইনার হয়ে গেছেন। They are both in really good jobs, বুঝছেন নি? তারা এখন সেখানে লাগবো পয়সা বাজেট খিলান করা, বুঝছেন নি? How they can save. তারা সকলটা তো মার্কেট থেকে শিখাই না, শিখা লাগে। And that role model is the parents. Parents এটা বাচ্চা তোরা শিখানি। খালি যদি গরো রান্ধো আর কিছু করো না, তে এটা তো দেশাই করতে পারে, বুঝছেন নি? বাট মা বাপ ওইতে গেলে বাচ্চান্তরে শাসন করা কিলান আর এনকারেজ করা কিলান, এটা দায়িত্ব তারার উপরে পড়ে, আর কেউ উপরে নাই। ওজনে বাচ্চান যাই স্কুল।
এটাও জানা লাগে, বাট ওই যে একটা আপনি কইছেন ইজ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট থিং। বাট এখন তো আমরা কমিউনিটিতে লটস অফ দ্য ব্রোকেন ফ্যামিলি। এখন মার কাছে গেলে মায়ের কইবা বাপরটা শুনিস না, বাপর কাছে গেলে মারটা শুনিস না। দিস ইজ দ্য ওয়ে দে ইনভলভ উইথ দ্য ইউথ ক্রাইম। সো ওটার লাগে যে আমরা ফ্যামিলি যে জিনিসটা, রুটস যে একটা, বেস যে একটা, ওটারে আমরা মানে শক্ত 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 করা লাগবে। আর আপনি যেটা কইছেন যে দি দি মোটিভ বিহাইন্ড দিস শো, একটা সময় আছিল আসলে আমার কেউ মোটিভেট করছে না, ডিমোটিভেট করছে, বুঝছেন? উল্টা উল্টা রাস্তা দেখাইয়া দিছে আমার, যে বাইতে গেলে কি আমি গাতো পড়বো, বুঝছেন? So from that point of view I have realized that if someone demotivated me, or I need some hope, some encouragement, so this is not only me, there's number of people like me who needs. So alhamdulillah today I am here. So from that point of view, whatever I got back maybe is, if I compare with others, is nothing, but to me is something. So even I have very limited resource, so from that limited resource I'm trying to encourage the other people that you can, যেটা আপনি যেটা কইছলা যে আপনি মানে it was unbelievable যে আপনি হুইল চেয়ারে আসলা, ওখান থেকে আজকে আপনি আইসেন, it's not going to be possible without আপনার ফ্যামিলি সাপোর্ট। সো ওই যে জিনিসটা এখন এটা হলো আমরা যতটুকু আছে আমরা দায়িত্ব হইলো যে আমরা আমরা কমিউনিটি, আমরা ফ্যামিলি যারা আছেন তারারে সাপোর্ট করা। বাট আমরা সমস্যা হইলো যে যে আমরা খালি মানে উপরে দিয়ে উঠাত লাগলে আমরা টানিয়া নামাই, আর একটা পজিশনে গেলে গিয়ে আমি মনে করি আমি আই এম সামথিং, বাট আই এম নাথিং অ্যাকচুয়ালি। ওই যে আমরা পজিশন আছে, আই যত আমিও না আছি, খালি থাকতাম না আমি। And always, that's why I always say to people in the training that we will leave one day, we leave the position, we leave the world, but people will remember what we have done. Once we will die, only people will say I was good or bad. No one will say I was rich or I was this and that. So toilo mane very important, this motive. So thank you আপনার যে আমরা এটারে মানে আপনারটা শেয়ার করছেন। সো আশা করি আমরা বাঙালি যারা আছেন তারা এটারে, স্পেশালি আমার মা বাবা যারা আছেন তারা এটারে নিবা, ইয়াং যারা আছেন আরেকটা জিনিস হলো তারারও শিখানোর দায়িত্ব আছে। কেউ যে আপনি যেটা কেউ শিখে আইছে না, আমিও শিখে আইছি না, আমরা শিখছি লাইফও। So from that point of view, we're going to be end soon our program. So before and my shows, we want to know some special message from you for our young generation, not only the young generation, our elderly citizen as well, because they're part of the head of our community. They should lead us on the right way.
Okay, I'll start with the leaders. I think leaders are leaders for a reason, so that people can find guidance from them. So it's really important to offer that guidance and not be the gatekeeper and hold everyone back. My advice to parents is look at your children and make sure they achieve what they can, because they are capable. Encourage. That's so important from parents, because they are the key role models that children look up to. They're not going to go to the next door neighbor's house and find out how they're doing it. They are going to look up to you as you are the parent. So it's really important that you take notice. And please, Bangladesh is such a lovely place. However long ago you went, try and get that time to go with the children, because they need to know tara roots hoita ke ase tara buchhoni. Ar apniও গিয়া আমর দিন বা হাটলোর দিন যা তোরা খাইও আইবা fresh food. To the younger generation, I think you are all amazing. You all need to aspire to be the best you can become, and never go back on your dreams. If you have a dream, fulfill it. It doesn't matter how you get there, but you can fulfill it. I've been able to do it, and I'm not stopping here just with that role. I want to move on and up because I want to be somebody. So my wish is for the younger generation, please get involved locally, be that voice. And I'm saying this to the girls as well as the boys, because the girls are very much quite out there at the moment, but we still need you to come out and be that voice and love where you live. If you love where you live and you've got want to do something to change it, be that voice. I think that's really important. And I just want to say to the parents, you are such lucky to have children. Please spend time with them, encourage them to aspire to their chosen occupation and the job they want to do, but talk to them in Bengali and let them learn Bengali and be around Bengali, because আমরা যদি মাতি না বাংলা, we're going to lose it. If you remember back in the 1900s, the suffragette movement, where a woman died trying to get us the vote. It's so important that a মানুষের sacrifice করছে আমরা লাগে, the women. As আইজ যদি আমরা বারোয়া vote লই না, it is such a waste of a life. You know, we have fought for that. So it's really important. You've got the opportunity to vote and make a good change. Please take that vote. It's so important. Don't lose it. Don't let anyone take that away. And I just want to say a special message to the mums. I think you are the most amazing mums out there who have to juggle family and as well as careers. You manage this without even hesitation, and I think you are all amazing. Please keep up the good work, and if you ever find time to find out what else I am up to and you feel like you want to talk to me, use the necessary networks. Like, I'm on Twitter at Rufia Ashraf. My Facebook page is Rufia Ashraf, and my contact details can be given out. I am more than happy to speak to people about it, but you will get encouragement from me. I never demotivate. For me, demotivation don't exist. It is about motivation and achieving your goal. That's really important. And never think that you cannot achieve it. You can. That's all I've got to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We really like the message, and I think it is very simple, but really encouraging to our people. And before that, our best wishes for you for your next 1 year as a lady mayor of Northampton. And
Thank you.
you will not going to be end. We'll want to see in future like you are far moving and ahead. One day we will see you in the Westminster, inshallah.
Inshallah.
And not only that, we want to see you as a role model in our community. So my best wishes for you again, and special thanks to you for your time to share your experience, and hope our viewers, they will going to be encouraged by you, and they will take something from your voice and your message. So thanks
you.
again. Thank you. And so thank you all my viewers to stay with us. After a week, the month of Ramadan, it will start. So hopefully you're gonna first. And we know that the last year 2020 was difficult for all of us in the England because of the COVID lockdown and all these things. So hopefully this time we have a chance to get out, also go to the prayer in the mosque. But please maintain the social distance, follow the rules, because it's our country and it's our community, and we have to look after each other. And if any mistake by me or anything else, please forgive me, and hopefully I'll be back soon with you. Before that, please stay safe, pray for me, and we'll see you soon. Thank you very much.